Welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a weekend review and a preview of the action coming up this week. But starting off at Selhurst Park, where Man City defeated Crystal Palace 4-2. It was Palace who actually took an early lead. De Bruyne still equalised though, but he scored again, as did Rico Lewis and Erling Haaland. Edward got a late goal for Palace, but yeah, City held on to win. They were the dominant team here. Deserving of their victory, and a big step for them towards the Premier League title. Obviously overcoming a bit of a scare, but the main thing is they got the 3 points at this time of the season. But moving on into Aston Villa 3 and Brentford 3 at Villa Park, and it was Ollie Watkins who gave Villa a lead before Rodgers made it 2-0, and you thought Villa would cruise from there on in, but Brentford, unbelievable, 3 goals in 9 minutes and turned it around. But Ollie Watkins got a late goal to seal the draw, and I think Villa will probably be wondering how on earth they didn't win this. They were the better team for large periods of this game, but in the end couldn't get the job done. That'd be frustrating for them, and could be costly in their battle for a Champions League place. Everton secured a huge win at home to Burnley in a game which probably could send Sean Dyche's former side down. Calvert-Lewin struck just before half-time, and Darren O'Shea was sent off in the second half, making it tough for Burnley. Everton, on the whole, probably had the better of the game. Burnley, playing their best sessions, based stuff under company, probably had more of the ball, but Everton, probably created the better chances, and I would say, on the whole, deserves a victory, and what a huge victory it is for them, but leaves Burnley in severe trouble. Moving on into Craven Cottage, where Fulham were defeated 1-0 by Newcastle. It's a late goal as well from Bruno Guimaraes, 81 minutes on the clock when it went in, it was an even game, one that you kind of felt like could have gone either way, but I just think that added quality by Newcastle in the end sealed the win, and a big win for them. Of course, with them still targeting a place in Europe, obviously a much needed win for them. For Fulham, they're kind of mid-table, but I think it still will be frustrating that they couldn't get at least a point out of this game, especially being taking place at home. But moving on into a huge win for Luton in a late winner too, as they defeated Bournemouth 2-1. It was Tavernier in the 52nd minute who gave Bournemouth the lead before goals from Clark in the 73rd and Morris in the 90th sealed Luton the win. And for me, there's absolutely no doubting it. Luton thoroughly deserved the win here. They were the better team. I think you could see that they wanted it more. That's understandable when Bournemouth have nothing really to play for, but Luton, everything is on the line for them. But still nonetheless an absolutely massive win for Luton, and it will just give them some hope that they can do it. Moving on into Wolves 1, West Ham 2 at Molineux. It was Sarabia who gave Wolves lead in the first half from the spot, and then Paqueta and Ward-Prowse late on sealed the win for West Ham. In the end, I would say it's kind of an even game really. If anything, Wolves may have even shaded it. Just 2 late goals from West Ham got them the win, and a big win for West Ham keeps them right in contention for European places. Obviously, it's hard to work out with all of the positions changing around based on games played, etc. But West Ham looking in a good position, and Wolves, their chances may be fading away. But moving on into Brighton 0, Arsenal 3. Saka, Havertz and Trossard were the goals for Arsenal. Arsenal were dominant here. Another really impressive performance, and you have to say they are looking a very, very strong side at the moment, Arsenal. And one that could easily go all the way and win the Premier League title if there's any step-ups from their rival. Brighton, I don't think really played even that badly here. Arsenal were just too good for them. But a team that is very much in the title race at drop points, and it could be crucial points dropped, is Liverpool, held 2-2 at Old Trafford. Diaz opened the scoring before Fernandes with an amazing goal, and Maino in the 67th minute made it 2-1 to United, and Salah rescued a point late on. Liverpool dominated this game and really will be wondering how they didn't come away with anything. That's kind of let Arsenal back in at the top of the league. City just a point back. It's all coming down to those games, really, isn't it? Still very much in it, but they will feel like points drop. But moving on into Sheffield United 2, Chelsea 2 at Bramall Lane, and it was Thiago Silva who gave Chelsea the lead before Bogle equalised. Maduaki made it 2-1, and Ollie McBurney equalised in stoppage time. And Sheffield United played really well here. Where's this Sheffield United been for the whole year? But I think this kind of sums up the state that Chelsea are in. That they were outplayed at Sheffield United. Really, really poor performance on their part. And really frustrating too for them as well, I should think. But moving on into Tottenham 3, Palace 1 at White Hart Lane, and it was Murillo in the 15th minute of an own goal that gave Tottenham the lead before Van der Ven and Pedro Porro scored the goals for Tottenham. Chris Wood did equalise, but yeah, in the end it wasn't good enough for Forest, and in the end they were beaten, and yeah, I'd say probably deservedly beaten. Big win for Tottenham. They're now looking in a really good position, level on points with Villa, better goal difference and with a game in hand, so yeah, they'll definitely be feeling very optimistic about that. But Villa, Forest are very much looking over their shoulders. And moving on into the midweek preview, and yeah, two massive games in the Champions League coming up this week, as well as some other games in the other European Cups, starting off with Real against Man City. For me, the two best teams in the continent right now, squaring off at this stage rather than a later stage. Kind of unlucky that they met each other, but yeah, Man City, I think they do have the better players than Real Madrid. If they can just be technically sound, I think get a draw the Bernabeu and then bring it back to Etihad, kind of like they did last year. I think that's what they're doing. I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on into Arsenal against Bayern. This is another really hard one to call. Harry Kane, of course, returning to North London will obviously be a big story heading into this game. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how it pans out. I think Arsenal, they will fancy their chances, as we've seen in the Bundesliga this season, that maybe Xabi Alonso and Bayern Leverkusen have stolen the advantage over Bayern. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think there won't be a lot to separate these two teams. I think it'll be a really entertaining game. I'm going to say 2-2. Moving on then to Liverpool, and they'll be looking to kind of overcome the disappointment that they had against Manchester United with a game against Atalanta. And yeah, I think the draw's probably been kind for Liverpool here, you'd probably say. And yeah, it's a game that they'll be very optimistic of kind of getting through without many troubles, I'd say. So yeah, I think Liverpool at home probably will want to get a comfortable lead, and then maybe they can look at their squad for the next game. I'm going to say it'll be 2-0 to the Pool. Moving on then to Bayer Leverkusen as they take on West Ham, and yeah, obviously this is going to be very tough. We mentioned just now about how Leverkusen have dominated the Bundesliga. West Ham very definitely have not dominated the Premier League, so yeah, I think Leverkusen will be feeling really optimistic about this. I think yeah, they'll come into this one with definitely confident about getting a result here, and I think that's what they'll do at home. Unbeaten, I can see it continuing 2-0. Moving on into Villa against Losk, and yeah, to be honest, I don't really know much about Losk. Villa obviously a bit up and down at the moment in the Premier League, I'd say, but I think, you know, at home they'd still be optimistic about a result here. Losk, I know, do have some decent players and are a decent side, always kind of near the top in the French league. So yeah, I think both teams will definitely fancy their chances in this one and should kind of create an interesting game. I think Villa, though, at home, you know, having home advantage, we've seen how effective the English teams can be in this tournament, and I can see it continuing here. I think Villa will get a 2-0 win. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.